Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Hugs, and welcome to this special segment of It Takes Balls to Knit the Show. This is a segment about scarves, and in particular, today we're going to be looking at how to tie a scarf. Actually, quite a few different ways. I'm not going to be doing it. I have my friend Christian who's going to be modeling and tying this scarf for you. Now, scarves have been traditionally worn, I guess, I don't know, for years actually, for over lots and lots and lots of years. I mean, they can be very functional, they can be very stylish, and in the best of worlds, they can be both. Now, over 100 years ago, we had the scarves in the airplanes when the pilots were wearing them in airplanes and they had open cockpits. It was a thing to wear it around to protect your neck and to prevent chafing. Much further back from that, like thousands of years ago, armies would use scarves actually to designate rank and different types of personnel in armies. So scarves have been around for a very, very, very long time. For me, scarves are the best accessory. I mean, they're just so versatile. They're fantastic. I like using scarves as gauge swatches. Very, very large gauge swatches, mind you, but it gives me a much better idea of how the fabric is going to drape, the qualities of the fabric, a very, very accurate stitch count in terms of rows and inches, and so on. And then the best part of it is that once I've actually knit the sweater that I'm using the scarf as a gauge swatch for, I have a matching scarf to go with that sweater. Now, for the purposes of this segment today, what I'm going to be using is a Superscarf, and this one is one that I've just designed. The pattern is available on the website, ittakesballstonknit.com, and on Ravelry. And it's called a super scarf, or it's designated as a super scarf because it is 10 inches by 100. Now, super scarves need that. They need to be a minimum of 10 inches wide and 100 inches long. And this one is exactly that. And you can actually make it wide longer if you like by putting tassels on the ends, but I didn't. Now, this scarf, the yarn that I've used for this is Acer by 100 Ravens. If you don't know about 100 Ravens, you definitely have to check them out. Their website is 100ravens.com. They dye some fantastic yarns. This one is merino wool. They have yak-based and they have silk-based fibers as well in some amazing colors and fantastic color names as well. Yeah, it's just, you definitely have to check that out. This scarf actually came into being because of that. A little while back, I was gifted some yarn from 100 Ravens. Thank you so much, ladies. That was wonderful. And I still have some of this left, so I'm going to be making a shrug with that. And a good friend of mine, Christian, who you're going to meet very shortly, decided, or had said to me that I just asked him, if I did make you something, what would you want it in? What color? And without blinking an eye, he said cerulean blue. And it's kind of a little test with me when people do ask me to knit something. I ask them the color. And if they say black or white or, just some boring old kind, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. Christian said cerulean blue. And that just like, wow. I mean, it's blue to begin with, so I'm all in, but then cerulean, fully all in. And I had been gifted this yarn, and it was like almost the perfect match. Almost, but still fantastic. So I designed this scarf, and yeah, now we're going to show you some of the numerous ways that you can actually tie a scarf. But before I get to that, how about I introduce you to Christian? So everybody, this is my friend Christian Deans. Christian, this
Hello.
is everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so there's like probably a million people or two. No, I'm kidding.
Just a million, all right.
By the end of this all, hopefully there will be over a million.
All right, excellent.
I was telling everybody about the scarf, and the fact that you didn't just say, I want a red scarf, or I want a white scarf, or black scarf. I wanted a
blue scarf. I wanted it cerulean blue.
Cerulean blue. That is exactly it. And as you know, I've made you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So you stay right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it. And
I'll stay right here. Wow.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Cerulean blue. Very nice. Thank you very much.
So that's your scarf.
All right.
What I'd like you to do though is show everybody different ways to tie this.
I can do that.
You can do that?
I think I can do that.
So I'm going to stand way back there and I'm going to just tell you how to do it and then you're going to do it because, you know, they want to see this face. They don't want to see this face. All right? Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so Christian, you have the scarf and as I was telling people before, it's what's called a super scarf because it's 10 inches wide, 100 inches long. And those are the minimum requirements of a super scarf. The reason being too is that it's just so much better to have a long scarf. You know, those short scarves, they don't do it.
No.
They don't do it. You can't tie them properly. They're not going to keep you very warm. Mm-hmm. So if you can unfold that one for everybody to see, and you're 6'2", right?
I am.
Yes. So
get some light on that.
Yeah. But by the way, do you like it?
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Steve.
I'm
cerulean blue, just the way I wanted.
I wasn't fishing for a compliment. I just wanted to make sure that you actually liked it.
I'd let you know if I hated it. How about that?
Okay, so the first method of tying a scarf, and the simplest one, it's not actually even a tie, it's called a drape.
Okay.
And basically all you do is you just throw it over your shoulders and around your neck and have each end even as it goes.
Swing that.
Yeah. And again, the great thing about this being such a wide scarf is that it kind of sits nicely.
Should it be the other way around?
No, that way that you have.
Very good.
And yeah, quite often when you get a scarf in the stores, they're fabric, they've been sewn.
Right.
This one obviously is hand knitted. So you do have a design, but the great thing about that cable design is that it looks really good on the inside as well as on the outside. Okay, so that's method number one, and it's called a drape. And in terms of keeping you warm in that, it's not that great, but it is so fashionable.
And
I have to say, you look pretty damn dapper.
I feel great in my cerulean blue scarf.
It looks really, really good on you there.
Thank
nice. You. Okay, that's method number one.
All right.
All right. Method number two is called the toss. It's over one shoulder toss. Okay. And we could start just how you were a second ago. You start with a drape and you have one end longer than the other.
Okay.
And then what you want to do is just toss that end that's longer. Look at that. I don't even have to tell you. You take the end that is longer and you toss it. You're still looking dapper. Damn. That's awesome.
It's the scarf.
Excellent. No, I think it's the model. You got to have a good model to make it look good.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is the toss. Okay, now we're at our third method of tying, and this is called the reverse drape. So we start with a drape like you have it there, where it's evenly draped over your shoulder, both sides evenly. Yes. And then what you want to do is just take one end and toss it over its opposite shoulder.
All right.
And then you do the same thing with the other one. There you go. Look at that. And that's, again, with it being such a wide scarf, you've got it coming over your shoulder, giving you a little bit more warmth. Some of them you'd have to throw it all the way back, but that's excellent. That is number 3, the reverse drape. Excellent.
All right.
Okay, now we're on to method number 4, which is called the front tie. And as you might assume from the title, you have it in front draped, and then you want to just make a tie with your two ends, and then you're going to adjust that tie. So just bring one over the other and tie it. just a simple knot, exactly. And then you want to just adjust it so that one sits over on top of the other, exactly. There you go, exactly. And you can have it out like that. You can then button up your coat over it, things like that. It's just a nice, simple method. Oh, wow, that looks so good. Man, are you married? I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of women wanting to take you home. Okay. Okay, now this method is called the loop, just a simple loop. And what we want to do is have it draped like you do, where one end is longer than the other. And then you're going to take the longer end and you're just going to loop it around your neck. And then you just even it out and prep it up. There you go. And that is the loop. And the great thing about this is that you can actually put the little sides up, just up around your chin and over your ears and things like that, just to keep you warm if you forgot your hat that day or whatever. And there you go. That is the loop. Still looking dapper. Still looking dapper. Okay, now we're going to do a double loop. So basically, if we undo that, and this time the longer end has to be quite a bit significantly longer. That's right. Mm-hmm. And now you take that long end and you're going to loop it around twice this time. There you go, and adjust as you go. Exactly. And now this one in particular I like to use and just bundle up on those really cold winter days. There you go, and that part can get tucked in your coat, exactly. And voila, the double loop. Obviously you need a longer scarf to do this, and this is one of the reasons why it's always great to have a long scarf. Okay, so now we're doing a knotted basic loop. So we're going to do that basic loop again. So you're going to start with one a little bit longer and loop it around, but just a single loop. And then you basically just tie off your ends off to the side. There you go, whichever side you prefer. And you just cinch it a little bit. There you go. And you have it off to the side. Excellent. There you go. That's the knotted basic loop. And you can make that as tight or as loose as you want. You know, some of these are more fashionable than they are functional. But again, and I'll say this, hopefully I won't say this too much more, but with the Superscarf, you have a lot more material and it will always keep you a little bit warmer than just the sheer fabric. Okay, so this one is called the fold through or the loop through. Some people call this Parisian knot. It's my favorite. And basically what you do is exactly what you're doing. You take your scarf and you fold it in two. And if it's a really, really wide scarf, like some of those fabric scarves, you would fold it lengthwise and then fold it, or you fold it widthwise and then fold it lengthwise. Right. So this one we folded it lengthwise, and then you take those two loose ends and you tuck it through the loop, just like that. Exactly. And then you tie it. Oh, God, that looks so good. Okay, hang there. I'm going to have to take some shots of this one because that is just amazing. Okay, that is your Parisian or fold through or loop through the loop.
Excellent.
Next one is the faux infinity. And again, you need a longer scarf for this, so this one works perfectly. What you're going to do is tie the two ends of your scarf together like that. Excellent, loosely. And now you basically have a big loop. So you want to turn the knot around to the back, exactly. And then bring the rest of it forward, and then just loop one end around your neck. Just like that. Exactly. And yeah, you can have that. That's excellent the way that you shape that up and make it look pretty nice. And there you go. That's your faux infinity. Excellent. Okay, this is one of the more complicated ones. It's called the figure eight. And what you want to do is fold it in half like that. And then you put it around your neck like we're doing with the Parisian knot. Now, you notice your two ends, one's on top and one's on the bottom. So you want to take the top one and you put it through the loop. Exactly. And then just get that loop twist just like that exactly, and take the other end and put it through. And now you just kind of cinch it up and adjust it till it fits how you like. And you have a really nice looking figure 8 up at the top. Excellent. And again, with the store-bought scarf, you know, that's just basically a piece of fabric. You're not going to worry so much. But with this one being a hand knitted, you would adjust it exactly as you would. Just like that. It looks dapper. Dapper, dapper, dapper. That is the figure 8. So I was thinking, with this scarf being as long as it is, I'm just going to look at this as a tie and just tie myself a half Windsor. And that's exactly what I do. So if you want to go through that with everybody, where you're going to have one end longer than the other, and then you flip it over, basically like a tie, go around and fully around again. And then you come in from the back and you tuck that up under your chin and through that loop in the front. And then you can adjust this so you have a really nice fat knot at the front there to showcase the design and everything else. And there you go. There's your tie. Yeah, it doesn't slide up and down as smoothly as a regular tie, but you can adjust that right up to your neck if you want to for extra warmth.
Perfect.
And there is your half Windsor. Nice. Okay, so this is the most complicated method that I know, and this one is called the Pretzel. It's a lot like the figure 8, but you're not going to go through a twisted loop, you're going to go through a second loop. So as you do, you fold it in half and you drape it around your neck, and you might want to have one end a little bit longer, but we'll see. Just keep going with how it is there. Then you take your top end and you put it through that loop, just like that, exactly. And then your bottom end comes up from underneath and through the loop, just like that, and then over top. Exactly. And now you're going to, you see that pretzel shape there, you're just going to pretty that up a little bit. I know it's harder for you to pretty it up because, you know, you can't see perspective, but that looks so good. So good. And there you go. And this one's great for warmth, not just around your neck, but in that chest area as well. Well done, Christian.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay, we're down to our last two methods, and they are very, very similar. This is called a reverse drape tuck. So what you want to do is drape it like you have, but the reverse, so that the ends are at the back. Exactly. Look at that. And then you want to wrap it around. Exactly. And with one this long, you do it twice like that, exactly, and you can tuck it under, and then you do the same with the other end. Now you can either tuck it, if you have a jacket like that, you can either tuck it into your jacket. Yeah, that should go around one more.
One more?
Yeah. Or you can tuck it into the scarf itself. Whichever works best, or whichever way you're feeling works. But there you go. That's a reverse drape tuck. And as you can see, that's a great one for warmth. Your neck is going to be so well protected with that. Okay, now the last method. Thank you so much, by the way, for being so patient and such a great model. Again, hey, you're on Instagram, are you not?
I am.
And what's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is 5 years behind the brains.
5 years behind the brains. And what's the deal with that?
It's a dedication show to iZombie, just a collection of memories from the television show iZombie. I had the pleasure of working on it occasionally with Steven. Thank you. And it was a wonderful time, and I thought I would amass a collection of behind-the-scenes photos for this Instagram page. And 5 years behind the brains gives you all 5 seasons behind the scenes, and it's neat. It's fun.
Excellent. We're going to have to check that out. Okay.
Okay.
So this method is called the reverse drape cross, and you're going to start with a reverse drape like you're doing, and then bring each of those ends back around to the front. Exactly. And then you're basically just going to cross those ends over and form a very simple knot. So you cross one over the other and bring it underneath and over. There you go. And you just do a simple knot like an ascot. Exactly. There you go. Christian, I can't tell you how dapper you are, have been, I'm sure always will be.
Thank you for my cerulean blue scarf. I'm thrilled.
You are
Looks
welcome.
Even better than I thought it would, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely welcome. And yeah, thank you for being such a great model. Okay. Okay, so that was how to tie a scarf. I think we did about 10, 12 ways. I'm not sure. I lost count, but big shout out again. Thank you so much, Christian. That was just fantastic. What a trooper you were. He was sweating buckets in here, but fantastic job. Thank you so much. If you want to check out his Instagram page, it is 5 years behind the brains. He worked on the show iZombie for 5 seasons and gives you some really good behind the scenes looks into making that show. It was a great show, and I had the pleasure of working with him from time to time on that as well. That was great. Also, a shout out to 100 Ravens. Thank you so much for the yarn, and it's just fabulous. It's Aesir by 100 Ravens. And you can get that on their website, 100ravens.com. Go and check that out. They have merino-based, yak-based, and silk-based yarns. Really, really nice fibers. Make sure you check that out. The pattern for the scarf is on the website, ittakesballstoknit.com, and also on my Ravelry page. There's links in the description take you right to it. And if you use this code HUGS10, you will get 10% off on the cost of that pattern. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. This has been Mr. Hugs and a special segment of It Takes Balls to Knit the show. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified whenever we put up new videos. Okay? We'll see you again sometime soon. I'm very, very sorry.